All right, Sam here with Countertops 101. Today I want to go over a topic that we get asked a lot. We've probably been asked probably in the last 2 months at least 10 times if we would kind of go more into detail on how to win commercial accounts. So kind of what I'm going to go over is my system for business to business sales, kind of getting a standard process in place that you can put into effect in your countertop industry. And I'm kind of going to go through a high level. I'll kind of cater it kind of specifically to, hey, you're a countertop fabricator and what should you do? But it doesn't really matter what type of business to business company you are in. If you were doing B2B sales, this is kind of four-pronged approach that you can standardize for pretty much any type of business. So my four process system for any B2B sale is right here. First, we've got positioning, and that is, why should anyone take us serious? Why does anybody want to do business with us? If you can't explain why somebody should want to do business with you, how are they going to know why they should do business with you, right? They're just going to be like, yeah, okay, thanks for stopping by, next, right? So you want to be able to clearly articulate, why should this customer do business with us? What sets us apart? Second thing is targeting. Who are we going to go after? How do we decide what is a quality account to pursue? And how do we develop these lead lists? Like, what are some resources that we can use so that we can develop high quality targets to go after? The third thing is penetration. How do we get into these accounts? What happens when we go in? Like, what does that look like? And if you've never done sales, this right here is probably one of the most daunting tasks for most people, right? I mean, they can kind of come up with the positioning and do marketing. You can do the lead lists, but when it actually comes to this part, which is where all the heavy lifting is, most people stay in one or two here and then come up with every reason on the planet why not to penetrate that account and get in there. So we're going to kind of go over this and give you guys some tips to kind of overcome that mindset that might be giving you some hesitation on the penetration step, which is the third step and probably the most important. The fourth one is conversion. What does it look like? What does winning look like? How do we convert all of this activity into work that actually pays the bill? So we're going to go over this last and kind of go over, what does follow-up look like? What steps do you need to be taking so that all of this work that you put in can actually convert to dollars in the bank? So that is what we are going to go over today. So let me pull this off here. All right, so step one, that is positioning. And that is, why should somebody want to do business with us? If you're going to visit a general contractor that is a commercial GC and you're a fabricator and you show up there, why do they want to do business with you? And this question is pertinent to anybody that does B2B sales. It doesn't matter if you own a healthcare company or you own a sales agency or you're a manufacturer, a fabricator. Your number one thing that you need to figure out is, why should people take me seriously and why do they want to do business with me, right? Now, when it comes to countertops, when you're visiting general contractors, let's say it's a big general contractor and they do dental offices or they do multifamily or they do healthcare, medical, restaurants, whatever they do, when it comes to commercial general contractors, you are not selling countertops. Like, this is the number one thing I want to get through everybody's mind. When you go in there, everybody wants to talk about, hey, I'm doing countertops, I got all this equipment, like we offer these edge details, we do granite, we do in quartz, da da da. The general contractor could care less. They do not care that you are a countertop fabricator, other than the fact that, yes, they do have countertops and they need a vendor to do it. What they care about is this. You are selling them certainty and risk reduction, right? That fabricator, that general contractor, they don't care about your countertops. They care that you're going to get the job done when you say you're going to get it done. You're going to get it done on budget, that you are going to have no real punch or problems, and that they are not going to get a call back. What that general contractor really wants to know when they are done talking to you, it's a really simple equation, is you're going to talk to them, tell them, how you can make their life better. And when you leave that conversation, that commercial contractor is going to be thinking to themselves, man, this trade is going to lower my stress level, or this trade is going to increase my stress level. They want somebody that, when they are done, they're going to feel like, man, if I bring this guy on board, that's one less thing I'm going to have to worry about. This trade is going to get things done when they say they're going to get them done. They're going to communicate clearly. Their bids are going to be clear, and they're going to be 100% punctual to all the details. They want to know that when you are done, you're done. There's not going to be all sorts of punch work that comes up, right? That's a huge issue in today's world, is stuff is not finished when trades are leaving the job site and they have to make return trip after return trip after return trip. They want to make sure that you are a true professional and you are going to lower their stress level. So how do we do this? Like, what are a couple things that you can do on your first visit? Now, there's kind of three things that I recommend you kind of put together when you're going into this first visit, and they're very simple and they do not cost much, right? So the first thing we're going to put together, and this is with a fabricator that I work with, is we're going to put together a capabilities sheet. And basically what this tells that general contractor is what I can do at scale. So on here we kind of have a company overview, who we are. We've got our core capabilities, the industry served, brands we work with, right? If you're a manufacturer and you sell specific brands, or you're a distributor or a fabricator, what brands do you work with? And then why contractors trust us and all of your company information. This is basically saying, what can we do at scale and what are the things that we can do to help you with, right? So if you're a fabricator and you do dental offices or medical offices or restaurants or education, put all of that in there. These are the industries we served. These are, projects that we have worked on and we want to work on, right? So just because you haven't worked in a specific industry, let's say you've never done a dental office, but you want to get into dental, put that's an industry you've served, right? Your core capabilities, if you do countertops or if you do vanities, shower surrounds, any of those things, put them on here. A couple of things that you are going to want to put on here if you are calling on larger commercial fabricators. I do Division 6 and Division 12 commercial packages. Look into the AIA divisions and find out what work they do and where you fall into there. This particular fabricator does Division 6 and Division 12. They do wall cladding, shower systems, integrated sinks. They do ADA compliant surface applications, custom architectural features. They do submittal, shop drawings, project coordination, and nationwide shipment of prefabricated components. So, in your core capabilities, you need to put what you're best at and what you want to do more of. If there's something you don't want to do, don't list it on this sheet, right? If there's something that's a low profit for you and something that you struggle with or bogs you down or something you don't want, don't put it on this sheet, right? And then why contractors trust us. On-time performance, no ghosting, no excuses, clean professional install teams, fast communication, quotes typically returned in 24 to 48 hours, local fabrication, reliable scheduling. Why should they trust you? And, these are the things that show what you're going to deliver, and this should put their kind of at ease. Okay, we need these things. You fulfill our need. The second thing you're going to give them is this. This is a reference sheet. This is how I recommend you build a reference sheet. You have a picture of the project, put the main contact for the reference, their phone number, their email, and then put what the project is, right? This is luxury residential. This one is restaurants. This one is another restaurant. This one is a dental office. This one is a major hospital. This one is another healthcare office. Your reference sheet is showing people have trusted us to do these projects. This is work we have done. Because my first question as a GC is going to be, okay, well, what are you capable of? What do you do? This puts all of that to bed. The second question is, have you done this before and can I trust you, right? There is not a single person that ever has walked into a sales call and been like, well, our company screws up on this or we are really bad at that. Everybody's going to tell them, hey, we do the best work possible. You're going to hear that. They hear that all day long. Doing a reference sheet with actual project managers or the owners of companies and saying, hey, we've done lots of work with this guy. Give him a call. Ask about the experience. Call this guy. We've done restaurants. We've done major hospitals. Put your money where your mouth is, right? You don't have to take our word for it that we do a good job. Call these people and find out about our work. Now I'm going to let you know, a lot of times they'll never even call these people. If you put this in front of them and you're confident that, hey, these are our references, most of the time they're never even get called. Now I would not say take a risk and put somebody on here that's a bad reference, because if they call them, they're going to get the full story of how you messed up, right? And there's not a fabricator on the planet that has not messed up. Now, One thing I would say, if you have messed up on a job site, right, that's never good. But if you messed up and you went over and above and you made that right for that GC, like it came out of your pocket, but at the end of the day, you made it right and that GC is happy with you, that is an awesome reference to put on here, right? And so when I'm handing this sheet, I'm going to say, hey, I got 6 references on here. These are all projects that went really well. This project right here, we messed up on, but I want you to call this GC and I want you to ask him how we made this right, because everyone expects it to go right. But if something goes wrong, I want you to call this GC right here, because he's going to tell you the straight up truth on how we make something right, right? This went south. How do we turn it around, and how do we still deliver an exceptional product for this customer? So if you do have a project that has gone bad, but you've turned it around, that can be an amazing sales strategy for you, right? I remember when we were building luxury homes, for 15 years, I built luxury homes in Dallas between like 2.5 million and 10 million. And we had a painter step on this guy's induction stove. It was freaking like ridiculous $6,000 induction stove, and of course when we get to the house, not me, everybody's got a GC on the project that's not me. I'm like, who stepped on the stove? Not me. Who did? Was it the trim guy? Was it the paint guy? Of course it's not me. But obviously it was not broken before the trades got there. So me as the builder, we ended up eating that $6,000 stove. Now, Mr. Philby, who was the customer, I mean, there was no arguments, right? I mean, the minute we saw it was broken, it was, hey, Mr. Philby, I just want to let you know someone broke your stove today. We're not sure which trade it was, but I don't want you to worry. We are going to go buy you a new stove tomorrow, and when everything is finished, we will put the new stove in. Mr. Philby became an amazing reference for us on every other project, because we were able to demonstrate what we did when things went wrong and how we made sure to deliver exceptional customer service. So don't be afraid to use those. They can actually be some of your secret strategy, if you will, if you put the customer first and have truly done what it takes to go above and beyond. So again, a capability sheet and a reference sheet, those answer what do you do and why should I trust you and who else has trusted you, so I don't have any anxiety wondering, is this all just made up BS? The next thing I'm going to recommend is that you guys make a quality book like this. Now, this was for a high-end auto detailing company that was part of our family's portfolio. If you are in the countertop industry, or you are in like this, which was like luxury auto detailing, you work on some really cool stuff. Like, people want to see the stuff that you're doing. Right? If you're a manufacturer and you're just making widgets, this may not be something that is really that important, right? Your capabilities and your reference sheet's going to be more important. But if you are a countertop fabricator, something like this goes a long way. So when you open this up for countertop fabrication, I would definitely put your capabilities here on the front, and then I would have pictures of your work. And this should be some of your best work. Like in here, we've got one of the Porsches that the company had in. We've got another Porsche. We got a Nissan GTR. We've got an Audi R8. Like, we've got a lot of different types of projects in here. And you should do the same thing with your countertops. So if you're going after commercial, put in a dental office, put in a healthcare and a hospital, put in a luxury residence that you've done. Put in if you've done like custom window sills, or if you've done custom baseboards, or if you've done outdoor exteriors. We even worked with a fabricator that did custom outdoor fountains. That was freaking incredible. This needs to be a portfolio of your best work. And I would put down here, hey, this is Calicut Gold. This one here I'd put like, for this one it would be like Yamaha R1 Ceramic Co. protection, Mustangs, influencers. Point out the details. Now this book here is made by ZNO. If you look at this, this is a photography. This is what photographers use for like wedding books. If you look at these pages, they are thick. This is a high quality book. These are high resolution images. You are showing that you have attention to detail and you care about quality. When it comes to your reference sheet, this is on like 124-pound paper. It's a satin. It has a nice finish. It feels silky. This is not some cheap 20-pound computer paper that you just printed off in black and white. This is not some cheap photo book that just is like a piece of garbage. You are going after quality general contractors. You need to present and show showing up the best you possibly can. Use thick paper that has a good feel to it. It's got a silky feel to it. It represents quality. Use a high quality, professional photography type book that has a great feel to it. You want to be able to show your best. Now, I get pushback every now and then. Well, I'll just take my iPad. Yes, you can take your iPad, but we are so inundated with everything being digital in today's world. Having something that's actually like this, it feels good. Like people crave something they can hold, right? I mean, you've got this, I don't know what it is, but there's something about something tangible in your hand that has this level of quality that feels like an archival type photography thing. It really stands out and it sets you apart because everybody just has digital marketing assets, and something like this sets you apart. I can't tell you how many people love these. Order 4 or 5 of them. This is like an 8x8, and use this when you go out there. So again, you got your reference sheet, your capability sheet, and then you kind of have your portfolio of work that, the capability sheet is what can you do, and, why do we need you? The reference sheet is who has trusted you before to do this work so that I know that I'm not just hiring Larry off the street that's never done this. And then the portfolio, the archival book, shows, man, this guy's got attention to detail. This is quality. His work is quality. These are good pictures. Show the details. Show your edges. Like, don't be afraid to show off your work, and make sure you are using good photography. Don't be using some cheap camera from a flip phone to take your pictures. Use high quality, high resolution pictures so the quality of your work resonates in that book that you hand them. So that is positioning. We now know why they're going to take you seriously. You are selling certainty and risk reduction. You are not selling countertops, and you are achieving the certainty and risk reduction confidence that you are transmitting to that GC through those 3 things. I don't think I should have to say this, but I think I should. When you are going to these accounts, part of selling that quality and risk reduction is dressing nice. Comb your hair. Make sure you've taken a shower. If you've been working in the shop all day and you are dripping with sweat and you stink, take a shower before you go do those sales calls. Wear a nice polo, wear nice pants, wear nice shoes. You don't want to show up like a homeless person, right? Like, whether it's right or wrong, people make judgment calls in split seconds about the caliber of your character, right? Now, we should never judge a book by a cover, but in reality, we all do that every single day. So if you're showing up and you're trying to earn commercial work that is a $20,000 job, a $100,000 job, or a $1 million project, you don't want to show up like you're some homeless Joe off the street. You want to show up looking professional, presenting yourself in the best light, and your materials need to be dialed in as well and high quality. They are evaluating everything on that visit, whether or not you think they are. So step 1, positioning. I think we've got that one pretty dialed in here. So let's move to the next one.